As a former Folger Fellow, I was not given the opportunity to talk in the series where I could talk as a Fulbrighter. So this was quite an experience for me. Then cooperation with the host and research institutions, yes, indeed, people from Maryland are already coming to Szeged. People from New Hampshire are coming. I'm going to meet somebody in Spain just a few weeks from now. One of the most wonderful things about this dream that came true, we were staying on Capitol Hill. This is really an experience that you don't forget.
We taxonomists deal with the identity of living creatures. These results are under publication as a monography within the journal Zootaxa. I saw alive the Pteronarcis californica, which is the largest stonefly of the northern hemisphere, and it was a very big pleasure. They deserve special attention in systematic biogeographic and ecological studies, also widely used as in applied science like biomonitoring or nature protection.
But this university is very important for a whole generation of Hungarian librarians, because since 1974 there was a scholarship to visit this university. I am myself a Kent State alumni in the sense that in 1991-92 I was in this scholarship. Practically exactly 20 years after I got a research scholarship from the Fulbright Foundation. I want to give you some thesis-like statements about information architecture and a related phenomenon which is called information overload. A major problem because it affects all spheres of our life. The business world, academia, and the professions, everything, and the daily life.
My whole adventure with the Fulbright program started one September morning in 2009. Basically, 2 years later, I ended up flying to Washington, D.C. with 3 of my colleagues from Hungary. I really had an amazing experience, an experience of a lifetime, I guess. I never believed teachers can make such a difference in their students' lives, but they can, and they should. I would just like to thank Fulbright Hungary, the Fulbright Commission for making it possible for me.
So here's my host professor, Professor Marta Kutas. Practically grew up in the United States and became one of the greatest cognitive scientists, discovering the N400 brain potential, a special marker of neural activity that's signaling, semantic processing. We had the concreteness effect for them. So this was a really good news, because this meant that we could actually evoke a concreteness effect as a sort of baseline, as a sort of comparison, and then we could look at what's happening later on in the process.
As Fulbrighters, we are all ambassadors, and we were all ambassadors actually, and I felt that. And if you have the possibility to go to a pre-academic program, definitely you should choose it. I had the honor to be the president during a simulation of negotiations with Iran. And it was quite interesting. I was elected to be a student ambassador. I had the chance, and I mean, I would say it was easier to be an intern at the United Nations. I was an intern at the Hungarian mission, and I became a much better person, I would say, after being a Fulbrighter there.
Before 6 months, in the previous year, I visited my professor there and made a couple of arrangements. Lab on a chip devices are basically really small, well, a couple of square centimeter area small devices for clinical diagnostics. If the patient suffers from a certain disease like malaria or tuberculosis, it can be detected on a small device.
Spent an academic year as a visiting researcher at the UMass Lowell University, and to answer to the question why UMass Lowell is these two persons, Professor David Kazmir and Robert Molloy are well known in Hungary too. We could say that Americans are in minority at this university. It is very much international, both master and PhD students.
I spent 7 months at the George Washington University in Washington, D.C. I put my focus on not the experts or the institutions themselves, but on the policy ideas that these experts try to market towards decision makers. I just wanted to thank Fulbright for this great opportunity and everybody who helped me in achieving it. Thank you.